His eyes were on me, not blinking, not moving, like a predator who had been waiting all night for everyone else to disappear. And now they had. Before I reveal what really happened that night, I must warn you, this story isn't just like any other. This story has been with me for over 30 years of my life, very deep down, but today I've decided to let the cat out of the bag. So here I am, wanting to share this haunting, lifelong secret. If you are a returning viewer, welcome once again. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to this channel. It's the best way you can support us, and we greatly appreciate it. And if you are new here, thank you for joining us. You picked the right one. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you'll be the first to get our new stories daily. Drop a comment telling me where you're watching from and what time it is. Now, let's begin. The room still carried traces of laughter. Half-empty glasses lined the table, plates stacked in careless piles. The smell of roasted meat and spilled wine lingered in the air. But the joy had left with the guest. Only silence remained. Silence and him. My husband's footsteps had faded upstairs long ago. I thought his friend would follow the others out the door, but he didn't. He lingered, his hand around a glass he no longer drank from. His body sunk into the armchair across from me like he owned the night. At first, I told myself it was harmless. He was just tired, maybe too drunk to walk home. But then I felt it, his gaze. It wasn't casual. It wasn't polite. It crawled across me, slowly, heavy, deliberate. Not on my face, not even on my hands that nervously toyed with the rib of my glass. His eyes settled lower, on the neckline of my dress, where the fabric had slipped just enough to reveal more than it should have. Heat rushed to my skin. My chest rose and fell too quickly. I shifted in my chair, pulling my shawl closer, but it was useless. His stare pinned me down. Why was he still here? Why was he looking at me like that? 1,000 possibilities collided in my head at once. Was he planning something cruel? Something violent? Would he try to take what wasn't his? I imagined the sound of a door unlocking, imagined myself fighting against him, imagined things so dark they made my stomach twist. And then, in that same low, calm voice he always used around my husband, he said it. "I want a bite of you." The word struck me cold. For a second, I froze. My lips parted, but no sound came out. A laugh, maybe, to dismiss it, a protest, something, but nothing came. I thought it was the wine speaking, a drunken slip, but his gaze didn't waver. He wasn't laughing. He wasn't joking. His eyes burned, hungry and certain. He leaned forward, elbows on his knees, voice steadier now. "Do you even know what your husband does at the office when you're not around?" I gripped the edge of my chair, nails digging into the wood. "What are you talking about?" And then, like a knife carving inside of me, he began. He told me of nights spent in shadowed offices. My husband's hands are not on papers, but on his secretary. His lips are not whispering work, but pressing against another woman's skin. Trips that weren't business, dinners that weren't meetings, lies wrapped in smiles I had trusted for years. Each word hit me like a strike. My throat burned. My heart stuttered in my chest. "No," I whispered, shaking my head, but the certainty in his voice was unshakable. He didn't stutter. He didn't falter. He told me things no one else could know. Details, habits, secrets I wasn't meant to hear. My marriage, every moment I thought I understood, fractured in front of me. The man upstairs, sleeping in my bed, had betrayed me in ways I couldn't even begin to process. And here, across from me, sat his best friend, the one telling me all of it. I should have screamed at him. I should have told him to leave. Instead, My body betrayed me. As the ache of betrayal cut through me, another ache rose up, one I didn't want to admit. I looked at him, at the sharpness of his jaw, the intensity in his eyes, the way he leaned forward like he was ready to catch me if I fell apart. And something inside me did fall apart. A pull, a forbidden gravity. I hated myself for feeling it, but there it was. He moved closer, slow, careful. His hand brushed the table as if asking permission without words. My breath came shallow. I didn't stop him. I didn't move away. "I shouldn't be telling you this," he murmured, "but you deserve more than his lies. You deserve someone who sees you, who wants you." My body tightened with confusion, anger, longing, all tangled into one unbearable knot. I pressed my thighs together beneath the table, ashamed at how much I wanted to lean toward him, how much I wanted to forget the man sleeping upstairs. His hand lifted, hovering close to mine, just an inch away, waiting, and I let it happen. Our fingers touched, not hard, not fast, just a brush, but it was enough to set me trembling. His thumb traced the ridge of my hand, tender and deliberate. My pulse raced so fast it hurt. I closed my eyes, and in the darkness, I let myself feel it. The forbidden, the dangerous, the comforts I shouldn't crave. I didn't know what would happen next. I only knew I wouldn't stop it. His thumb stayed on mine, steady, patient, as if he knew my pulse was betraying me. I should have pulled away. I didn't. I opened my eyes, and his gaze was waiting for me, dark, unwavering, asking a question without a sound. My chest tightened, my lips parted. I didn't nod, I didn't speak, but my silence was answer enough. He rose from the chair, slow, deliberate, every movement tightening the air around us. His hand slid from mine only to find my shoulder, light as a whisper, then trailed down my arm as he stood above me. I tilted my face up, heart hammering, my body torn between fear, fury, and a craving I couldn't explain. I should have said no. Instead, I leaned closer. When his fingers brushed my cheek, I closed my eyes again. My skin burned where he touched me, as if my body had been waiting years for a single, tender gesture. My lips trembled, not from shame, but from the weight of what I knew I was about to let happen. His breath was warm near my ear. "He doesn't see you, not the way I do." The words split something open inside me, and then his lips pressed against mine. Not rushed, not greedy, slow, careful, testing me, tasting the risk. I felt myself sink into it, all the anger and betrayal flooding out of me, replaced with something I shouldn't have wanted, but did. I kissed him back, soft at first, then with a hunger I couldn't contain. My shawl slipped from my shoulders. His hands caught me by the waist, pulling me up from the chair into his chest. My body melted against his, the heat between us growing unbearable. His hand slid to the small of my back, guiding me closer, pressing me into the solid weight of him. When his lips trailed from my mouth to the curve of my neck, I gasped softly, clutching his shirt. The sound escaped me before I could stop it. "I shouldn't," I whispered. "But you are," he murmured into my skin, each word a spark. His mouth found the edge of my collarbone, then lower, teasing the line of fabric that had slipped too far down. His hands moved slowly, reverently, as if each inch of me was something he had dreamed of touching but never dared until now. If you're still here, then you are truly part of the heartbeat of this channel. I appreciate you more than I can say. The best way you can help us keep telling these stories is by sharing them on Facebook, with your groups, in your communities, and on WhatsApp with friends and family. Think of it as passing on a gift, a story that might comfort someone, inspire someone, or simply brighten their day. Your shares are powerful, and with them, you help us grow this family into something even more beautiful. Thank you for being here, and thank you for believing in what we're building together. Back to our story. My body betrayed me. My thighs parted instinctively as his hand brushed over my hip, down the side of my dress, lingering dangerously close to where I ached for him. My breath came shallow and unsteady as his fingers teased the hem, slipping beneath just enough to make my knees weaken. I clung to him, not just for balance, but for need. My skin burned where his hand traveled, lifting the fabric higher until I could feel him grazing the tender inside of my thigh. Every nerve in me screamed. I was wet, trembling, desperate, not for comfort anymore, but for surrender. "Say it," he whispered against my ear, his hand pausing just at the edge of my center. "Say you want me." I should have resisted. I should have thought of the man upstairs, but my voice betrayed me. "I want you." The moment the words left me, his mouth crashed back onto mine. His hand slid higher, and I gasped into him, my body arching as his fingers brushed over the part of me that had been waiting, aching, needing. He moved with slow precision, circling, pressing, teasing until my knees buckled. He guided me back into the chair, lowering me with care, but never breaking the connection of his hand on me, his lips on mine. I spread for him, shameless now, my dress bunched at my waist, my thighs trembling under his touch. His fingers worked me open in slow, deliberate strokes, every movement controlled, patient, like he wanted me undone, piece by piece. I clutched his arm, nails digging into him, my head tipping back as waves of pleasure rolled through me. I couldn't think of my husband anymore. I couldn't think of anything but the fire this man had lit inside me. Then he slid lower, his mouth replacing his hand. The first brush of his lips against my most tender skin sent a cry from my throat I couldn't hold back. His tongue moved with unhurried devotion, tasting me, worshiping me. My hands tangled in his hair, pulling him closer, pressing myself into him. I was lost, completely lost. And just as the heat in me reached its breaking point, just as I was about to fall apart in his mouth, the door creaked open. I froze. My heart slammed into my chest. He lifted his head, his lips glistening with me, his eyes wide. And there he was, my husband. He stood in the doorway, not furious, not violent, but broken. His face pale, his shoulders slumped, his eyes locked on mine. For a moment, silence swallowed everything. My shame, my fury, my husband's betrayal, his friend's hunger. I waited for rage, for him to shout, to curse, to strike. But he didn't. His lips trembled as he whispered, voice cracking like a boy, not a man. "Please, don't leave me." My stomach twisted, my body still wet, trembling, caught between the man kneeling between my thighs and the man who had shattered me, but now begged for me. The night spun into madness, and I realized no matter what happened next, none of us would ever be the same. My husband's words cut sharper than any scream could have. Not anger, not accusation, just a plea. Please, don't leave me. His voice cracked like glass, and for the first time in all the years I had known him, he looked small. Not the confident man who commanded boardrooms and charmed crowds, but a boy, stripped bare, drowning in the weight of his own guilt. I froze, my thighs still parted, my dress ruffled around my waist, his friend kneeling between me and the man I had promised my life to. My body still trembled from the touch I had allowed, from the hunger that had driven me here. Shame curled inside me, but so did anger, and longing, and something even darker, curiosity. The three of us locked in silence, as if time itself had forgotten to move. Finally, my husband stepped forward, not toward his friend, but toward me. His hands trembled at his sides. I know what he told you. It's true. All of it. Every mistake. Every betrayal. The words hollowed me. To hear him confirm it out loud, without denial, without excuse, was like being struck by lightning and left smoldering in the aftermath. His friend rose slowly, stepping back, watching us like a shadow that had delivered its damage and now waited for the ruins to burn. I should hate you, I whispered, my voice shaking. You lied to me. You touched her. You made a fool of me. Tears brimmed in his eyes. I know, and I've hated myself for it every day. Then why? My voice broke, rising into the silence. Why did you do it? He took another step closer, his voice unraveling. Because I was weak. Because she was there when I felt invisible. Because I thought you didn't want me anymore. The confession gutted me. Invisible? After everything I had given, everything I had built? Rage sparked in me, but behind it was something I didn't want to admit. Guilt. Had I made him feel unseen? Or had he simply chosen to look elsewhere? And still, through all of it, his eyes begged, not for forgiveness, but for me, for the chance to stay by my side even if he didn't deserve it. I turned away, unable to face him. My skin still burned where his friend's mouth had been. My body still pulsed with the memory of surrender. I felt unclean, divided between two men who should have never shared this space, this night, this truth. His friend spoke finally, voice low, unrepentant. She deserves more than your weakness. The words snapped like a whip. My husband flinched, but didn't argue. He just dropped to his knees before me. Don't leave me, he whispered again, his voice breaking apart. Hate me, punish me, but don't take yourself away from me. Don't take the kid's mother away from them. I'll do anything. I'll take your pain. I'll carry it all. Just don't go. The sight of him kneeling shredded me. The man I once believed unshakable now folded in front of me, desperate, begging, stripped of all pride. Part of me wanted to scream at him, to push him back, to demand how he could kneel before me now when he hadn't thought of me when he was with her. But another part, the part still chained by years of love, of children, of shared life, ached for him. I was caught between two fires. The fire of betrayal. The fire of forbidden desire. His friend stepped closer again, his hand brushing my shoulder. The touch was steady, anchoring, reminding me of the comfort I had found in him moments ago. I closed my eyes, torn in half, my body still burning with the memory of his mouth. But when I opened them, my husband was still there, on his knees, tears streaming down his face. His voice shook with the weight of his confession. "I'll give you the truth now, every detail, every failure. I'll give you myself, raw, broken, whatever you want. Just don't end us here." The words sank deep, and I didn't want to digest them immediately. Not because they erased his betrayal, they didn't, but because they forced me to confront the truth I had been avoiding. I still loved him. Even shattered, I still loved him. And yet, my body craved another man. The silence was unbearable. My heart ached with every beat, screaming at me to choose, to move, to do something. But all I could do was sit there, caught in the ruin, trembling. I thought of our 3 children sleeping upstairs, their smiles, their laughter, the way they reached for us both in the mornings. Could I take that away from them? Could I dismantle their world because ours had cracked apart? But then I thought of myself, my own happiness, my own worth. How long had I been starving while he fed elsewhere? Tears spilled down my cheeks. My voice came in a whisper. "I don't know if I can forgive you." His hands pressed against my knees, holding them gently, reverently. "Then don't forgive me. Don't forgive me. Hate me if you must, but don't leave." His friend's hand tightened on my shoulder, his breath close to my ear. "You don't need him. I have you. I would never do to you what he did." My heart twisted violently, torn between them both. The night had given me a choice I never asked for, a path I didn't want to walk. Divorce, forgiveness, forbidden love. None of them felt whole. All of them felt like loss. And as the silence stretched, I realized there was no perfect answer, no ending that didn't leave me scarred. The only certainty was this: the woman I had been before this night was gone. Forever. I don't know how the story ends. Maybe I stayed, maybe I walked away. Maybe I surrendered again to the arms that made me feel wanted. Or maybe I rebuilt the ruins of a marriage I couldn't bear to let die. But I know this: nothing was ever the same after that night. And maybe it's not about what I chose. Maybe it's about what you would. If you were in my place, betrayed, torn between loyalty and forbidden desire, would you stay and forgive? Or would you walk away into the unknown? While you're at it, don't just leave quietly like the guests that night. Tell me your truth in the comments. I need to hear it. Give this video a like to support us in this beautiful journey of creating a beautiful, harmless community. Don't forget to share our stories with someone who carries their own secrets. And subscribe to this channel so we can face these stories together, one day at a time. See you tomorrow. I love you all.